When my wife and I first bought our mountain cabin, it wasn't just a dream escape. It was a place of peace after years of city chaos. The cabin sat against a steep slope, and right below the driveway was a retaining wall that had been there since the 1970s. Solid rock, reinforced with concrete. That wall wasn't just decoration. It kept thousands of pounds of soil and stone from tumbling onto the road below. I knew how critical it was. During the purchase inspection, the engineer even noted, "The retaining wall is essential to stabilize the slope. Removal may result in soil displacement or landslide." Simple, clear, and important. But my HOA, they didn't care about logic. From the very first meeting, they eyed that wall like it was a personal insult. One board member, a woman named Denise who everyone nicknamed Karen of the Cliffs, insisted the wall ruined the natural aesthetic of the community. She said, "These mountains should look wild, untouched, not like someone dropped a prison block in the middle of nature." I calmly explained, "That prison block keeps the entire slope from collapsing. If it comes down, so does half the road." But logic bounced right off her. 2 months later, while I was away on a business trip, I got a call from my neighbor. His voice was urgent. "Hey, you better get back up here. The HOA has contractors ripping out your wall with a backhoe." Couldn't believe it. I drove 5 hours straight back to the cabin, and sure enough, the wall was gone. In its place, there was a raw, exposed slope of loose soil and rock. They had hauled the stones away, leaving nothing but a scar. When I confronted the HOA, they proudly told me they had restored the natural view. Denise smirked like she'd won some beauty contest. I warned them, "You've just created a disaster waiting to happen. If this slope shifts, it won't just take my land. It'll bury the community road below." They laughed. One board member even said, "If it was really that important, the county would have required it." "You're exaggerating." Well, I wasn't exaggerating. That fall, after weeks of heavy rain, it happened. I woke up at 2 a.m. to a thunderous roar. The slope gave way just like I'd predicted. A mini landslide rushed down, burying part of the road and smashing into a neighbor's fence. My driveway was cracked and tilted, and half the earth near my porch was gone. Who did the HOA blame? Me. Denise stormed up to my door with 2 board members and, unbelievably, called the cops. She told them I had intentionally destabilized community land and accused me of causing property damage. The officer listened as I handed him my inspection report, photos of the wall before and after, and a time-stamped video from my neighbor showing the HOA's contractors tearing it out. The officer turned to Denise and said, "Ma'am, you might want to stop talking before you incriminate yourself." Denise stuttered, But he, "No." The officer cut her off. "What I see is destruction of private property, negligence, and potentially criminal endangerment." The HOA board panicked. They quickly dropped their police stunt and went into damage control mode. They tried to blame the contractor, but the paper trail was clear. The HOA board had approved the removal in writing. I lawyered up. The lawsuit wasn't just about the cost of rebuilding the retaining wall, which was over $60,000. It was about negligence, trespassing, and willful destruction of property. The county inspector even backed me up, saying the HOA had ignored engineering reports. In court, Denise tried to argue that the wall was ugly and didn't fit the mountain vibe. The judge slammed his gavel and said, "Aesthetic opinions do not override engineering necessity. You endangered residents by removing a safety structure. This is gross negligence." The verdict? The HOA was ordered to pay all reconstruction costs, damages for my cracked driveway, and even compensation to the neighbor whose fence got destroyed. On top of that, their HOA insurance dropped them, leaving every board member personally liable. As for Denise, she resigned in disgrace, facing separate criminal charges for falsifying reports. Now, the new wall is even stronger, built by county engineers themselves. And every time I sit on my porch, I look at it with pride, knowing that my ugly block of stone is the very thing that keeps the road and my HOA from sliding downhill forever.